What's up, y'all? This is Marcus Sniffles, NFL expert, Colts fan. 2-game winning streak. Are the Colts back? Let's talk about it.
Indiana, we some Indiana moves. We some Indiana, we some Indiana moves. I'm an Indiana move. We don't take 1, 2, 3. We make the f***ing rules this time. No more talk. Just win. Let's go.
Touchdown! I-N-D-Y! Anthony Richardson.
All right, so we're going to get into this Colts game. 16-10 against the Dolphins. Another ugly game offensively. Another inconsistent game out of Anthony. But the defense stepped up. And this is a second week in a row we've had to play a backup quarterback. And no, this is not the second week. Last week we played Will Levis, who was pretty much a backup quarterback. But this is not the first time we played against a backup quarterback. We played against Malik Willis in Green Bay week 2. So for us to get another win, another ugly win, albeit against a backup quarterback, I'm going to take it. I'm going to take an ugly win against a backup quarterback because Huntley got hurt in the third quarter because we lost to a backup quarterback earlier this year. So I'm not going to sit here and poo-poo this win. Like, this was a big win, 2 games in a row. We are 1 game back in the division, and we play the Texans next week for first place. So the only real observations I have on this game, and the big conversation is obviously going to be about AR. Like, the beginning of the game, he was very inconsistent with his passing. Like, super inconsistent. The fumble, I'm not sure if that fumble's on AR, if it's on the center, but that kind of cost us 3 points, and that almost cost us the game, fumbling the ball in the red zone. This comes with repetition. Like, that comes with snaps, that comes with progressing, that comes with developing. He's a young quarterback. He's the second youngest starting quarterback in the NFL. He's only played 9 games in the NFL as a starter, and half of those games he didn't finish because of injury. So he's just got to play. That's where I'm at with him. There was a conversation about if Joe Flacco should be, starting the rest of the way. I just don't buy it. You can kind of see the limitations of the playbook when Joe Flacco is in the game compared to Anthony Richardson. When it came down to running the ball to run out the clock and end the game, we can do quarterback runs. We can do quarterback powers, quarterback sweeps, all that stuff. You can't do that with Joe Flacco. The defenses don't respect the RPO with Joe Flacco in there. It's just, there's no point because Joe Flacco is not going to run the ball. He's not a threat to run the ball. So the floor with Joe Flacco might be higher, but the ceiling with AR is way higher. Like, I know the pass was called back due to a penalty, but the pass that he made to Alec Pierce in I believe it was like the first or second quarter, down the sideline, moving out of the pocket, he can do that. Joe Flacco can't do that. Now, the thing that I am concerned about a little bit when it comes to AR is him controlling the ball. I don't think he has a fumbling problem, but he's got to be able to hold on to the ball. Got to be able to hold on to the ball, whether it's running or in the pocket. Got to be able to do that. But either way, I think in the second half, he did kind of lock in as far as with his passing and a little bit more accuracy. He was able to get really in tune with Michael Pittman in the second half. I do not like that Josh Downs was not a factor this game. Not because he's on my fantasy team, but I think the offense looks better and is humming a little bit better when Josh Downs is involved. He's pretty much an automatic first down when he gets into the game. As far as defensively, like, holding any team to 10 points is impressive. Third string backup quarterback playing, I get it. But Tyreek Hill is still out there. Raheem Mostert is still out there. Jalen Waddle is still out there. Now, like, obviously we got to wait for the film to come out to see if those guys were even open. But to hold those guys to, I don't think any of them had a catch. Tyreek Hill had 1 catch for 8 yards. Jalen Waddle had 1 catch for 11 yards. So I'm not sure if those guys were open or not, or if the quarterbacks just weren't looking their way. I'm sure we'll find out later on this week, but that's still impressive by the defense to be able to do that. Grant Stewart filled in for EJ Speed. He's got to play more. Like, he's an explosive player. I believe he was in on the forced fumbles. Those forced fumbles were big. I know one of them led to a field goal. The other one didn't lead to anything, but winning the turnover battle seems to be the way that we win games. We won the turnover battle today 2-1. And an interesting stat that I saw watching the game from the commentators is that Shane Steichen is undefeated when he has a lead heading into halftime, and he's defeated when he doesn't have a lead heading into halftime. Today was the first game that Shane Steichen won while not having a lead heading into halftime. So that's also an improvement. I'm not sure if there were adjustments being made, but getting Anthony more involved in the running game, getting him more wide open looks in the passing game, I think that helped out. Matt Gay might be fixed. Like, I was nervous about the 53-yard kick, and he just nailed that. I wasn't super nervous about the other kick. He nailed that one. So if he's good, I think our offense is good enough to get within his field goal range as long as we get, past the 50. I feel like our offense should be good enough to get within his range if he's going to be able to hit 50-yard field goals. So Anthony got better in the fourth quarter. The running game got better in the fourth quarter. The defense locked down in the second half. It's just, this season is going to be a roller coaster. And this is kind of what I kind of expected to see from the Colts. I expected the defense and the running game to hold us in these games while Anthony develops and gets better and gets more reps as a starter in this game. So, like I said, this was a massive win. 2 games in a row, 1 game back in the division. We get a rematch with Houston. Another thing, actually, before I wrap this up, another thing I want to give a shout out to Tyler Goodson. He had a great game. He had a great game, and I'm glad to see that he's still on the team after what happened last year with his drop, or I don't know, people kind of blame it on him and Minshew with the throw or whatnot. But it's just good to see him getting opportunities and cashing in those opportunities and making plays out here. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. How do you feel about the team? I will ask it anyway. Let me know in the comments. Should the Colts start Joe Flacco going on for the rest of the season? Should Joe Flacco be the starter? Should they just roll with Anthony Richardson? Let me know in the comments. I still think Gus Bradley's going to get fired, even though he's held another team to under 10 points, and I believe he held them under 100 yards passing. Yep, held 2 quarterbacks to under 100 yards passing. So Gus Bradley's doing his best audition for his next team next season. But either way, go Colts, 2-game winning streak. Let's get that division, baby. Peace.